guys, Samantha from Jessima Tutorials here, and today I'm going to show you a fun technique that I have seen on some nail art videos that I thought would be fun to replicate in polymer clay. So I've got some Primo white polymer clay here rolled out on the thickest setting of my pasta machine. I have a texture stamp of my choice, any texture stamp will work, and right now we're just going to be working on the back of the earrings. And I'm just going to pop some cornstarch onto the stamp, and I'm also going to brush that on both sides of the white, and that's just going to make it much easier to stamp the clay and not have to worry about it sticking. Now I'll worry about cleaning up that extra cornstarch in a minute. Then you'll just press it into the stamp. Now, as I said before, you can use any texture stamp you wish. I'm using this one because I'm going to be making earrings and I'd like it to have a radial pattern, and you'll see what I mean in a bit. I would highly recommend using either white or pearl white as the clay backing, just so that you have a nice clean back, and you'll see why in a little bit. But you can use pearl white instead if you want. And black also would work as well, but I think white's going to work the best in this case. Okay, I'm just going to roll that one more time, and you want to make this side as flat as possible because this is the side we're going to be working on later, so just make sure to clean it up. If there's any fingerprints, you can kind of burnish it with your finger like so, just to smooth out any little fingerprints and dents you may have, like so. And I did clean up a bit of the extra cornstarch quickly. But yeah, when you take it out the stamp, just be careful and go at it the whole way around rather than just coming and pulling from one side. You can have a much better result that way. And I did pull a little hard there and ended up with a crack. That's fine. Just quickly clean away that extra stuff. And there is our pattern. Plenty to work with. And this over here was just because I pulled a little hard and the clay split. Okay, I'm just going to pop that onto a piece of paper because we've done a good job of smoothing out the surface there, and I don't want to ruin that by pressing it onto a shiny surface like my ceramic tile. Now I'm just going to take this cutter. And this is one of my cutters that I sell on my Etsy store, Jessima Design. There is a link in the description below for that if you're interested. But I'm just going to take that. And it is going to stick in the cutter because we're cutting it out on a piece of paper. But it won't stick so much that you won't be able to just press it out of the cutter, like so. Just gently tap around the edges to get rid of any fluff. And we're going to give that a little sand later just to clean that up. But that's your back, nice and clean. And then I'm going to go on the other side and get a opposite effect. And remember, we're working with just plain white here, so any clay you don't use will, you can just put it back with your white and use it again for future projects. There we go. Put that back with my white. And there we go, we've got our two earring blanks, and they look quite nice, and they're going to hang this way, this being the top. Now I'm going to put that into the oven for about 40 minutes at Primo's recommended temperature. To cure it, I'll be able to give it a sand, clean it all up, and then we'll be able to put the liquid clay on it. Here is a kind of a test sample of what we're going to be doing. These dots are supposed to be quite a bit whiter, and we're going to be using a different colour glitter, but this is kind of the effect that we're going to be going for, just as a sneak peek. Okay, out of the oven. I've given them just a very quick sand on the edges and the top just to clean it up a bit, but now we're ready to work. And yes, you could technically do this next step on raw clay, but you risk denting it or distorting it, and if you mess up then you're going to have to start from scratch, whereas you mess up with this, you could just wipe the liquid clay off and you'll be able to still use the bases. So I highly recommend baking these pieces. Now, next step is going to be using glitter, and I'm going to be using holographic glitter, but any glitter will work. The one that I used in the sample here is not holographic. I thought the holographic would just add a nice edge to it. So here are the two colours that I will be using. I'm going to put these to the side. I'm also going to be working with translucent and white Kato liquid clay. I'm going to start with the translucent, and that's what we're going to be mixing the glitter into. So make 2 puddles and then scoop a generous amount of glitter in there. The finer the glitter, the better, but again, in the sample that I showed, it was actually quite coarse, so don't feel like you have to have anything too specific. I'm just saying what would be best, but again, don't have to worry too much about it. Mix that glitter in like so, and if you feel like it's a little pale, it will look a little bit pale because the translucent liquid clay is not baked, but you should have a decent colour. Like I'd say that's a high enough proportion of glitter to translucent, and we'll do the same with this one. If you feel like it's not a high enough colour concentration, you can always add more glitter. You just want it to be nice and liquid. If it starts feeling pasty, then you need to add more liquid clay because you want this to be able to flow easily. Okay, and that should just about do it. And I'm just going to work with one of these to start with. Now I'll use a paintbrush just to help me scoop that up. And you don't want a super thick layer, you want just enough that the colour's going to cover it decently. But this was why I was saying that it's best to have white or black because it will still show up the glitter quite well. But not necessarily another colour. Like, this isn't a good technique to use scrap clay on because you will still see it through the glitter. Okay, and I'll just clean my brush off a bit, and then I'll put the black on. Again, you can use any colour of glitter as well. You do need translucent liquid clay, and I would recommend the Kato because it's just a lot more fluid than the Sculpey, but the Sculpey does work as well, just not as well. So you can use the Sculpey as well. Then I'm just going to kind of mix those two colours together a little bit. Clean off my brush, and I'm just going to clean up that area where my fingers were because I don't want there to be missing colour. There we go. I'll do the other one as well. And there we go. Now that on its own is cute, so you could leave it the way it is if you want to, but the next step, if you choose to do that, is going to be to use white liquid clay. And in the sample that I showed, it was translucent liquid clay, but I thought it was a little bit too translucent, so I'm using white this time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use a ball tool to pop drops down like so. And you can alter the size of the drops by how much liquid clay you put onto your ball tool. And I'm just going to do that for just the middle of the piece. I think I would like to leave some areas blank because I think it will have more of an effect that way, but you could do the entire piece in these dots if you so chose to. And I'll try to get a mirror of this on the other piece. Okay, there we go. Then all we're going to do is I'm going to transfer that to a tile that I can bake on, and I'm going to bake that for 40 minutes at pretty much recommended temperature, and that should clear up the liquid clay. Now, before you put it in the oven, just make sure that you give it a quick once over, like I see that there is a lack of glitter just over here and over here, and so if you can give it a touch up without touching these little dots, I would highly recommend doing so. And then put it in the oven, because it's much easier to fix now than it is later. And remember, as I said before, if you dislike it and you think that you could do better, or you just don't like it and want to give it another shot, you can always wipe this off and try again. It's just time that's getting wasted. It's not so much the materials, and that's why I recommend baking it first, at least the bases. So I'm going to pop those in the oven and then we'll see how they look. Okay, and here they are out of the oven. And you can see that that has cleared up really nicely while still maintaining the little dots. I think it has a much more, striking appearance than this test piece. But if you prefer the translucent, then I did this with translucent clay. You could imitate that as well. You could also do it with black, but I think the white stands out better. But that's a personal preference. So now we are simply going to assemble. Okay, now I just got this next part started so that I can show you, because I have to have it right up close to my face and out of the camera's view to be able to see this. But basically I'm just going to be screwing a eye pin into the top of the piece. And once you get it going, it's pretty easy to get it. I couldn't show the beginning, as I said, because I have to have it like all the way up here and it's way out of the camera's view. And yeah, but there we go, I've done both of those. And then I've got our two earrings, and let me grab another plier. And this will just make it easier. Now, if you liked the video so far, please do consider leaving a like and a comment if you have any questions, as I will respond to those as soon as I can, and it also helps the video out and is greatly appreciated. Now, back to the video. I just want to state, because I don't think I said so earlier, but I'm not going to be putting any varnish on this, and that is because the back is just plain polymer clay, and as for the front, it is also technically just plain polymer clay, just liquid clay. And you can put resin on if you want to, but I really like the flat surface. And if you see here, the liquid clay, especially the Kato liquid clay, gives a really nice shiny surface to begin with, and you don't actually need to put a varnish on to get a shiny surface. So I'm not going to be putting any varnish on. But if you want to, please feel free to. It's not like there's anything that's going to stop you from doing that, or anything bad that's going to happen if you do that also. But yeah, anyway, that's basically it for the tutorial. Nice easy earrings. They are quite effective, I must say. I do quite like these. They're probably my absolute favourite design that I've done with glitter thus far, because I don't actually use glitter all that much in my tutorials. I think I've done maybe one before, maybe two. Let me know if you're a long time watcher how many, if I am incorrect in that. But yeah, you can of course use mica powder as well. It does not have to be glitter, or you could just use plain coloured liquid clay as well. That would also work. So play around with it. There are a bunch of different ways that you could use this technique. If you liked it, let me know in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.